Hey, beautiful souls. Whether you're single or in a relationship, this intuitive love tarot reading is meant to find you. If you're new here, welcome to Universal Wisdom Tarot. And if you're returning, thank you so much for being here again. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe for your ongoing spiritual guidance. Let's take a deep breath together and settle in, friends, as we uncover the insights and lessons meant for your highest good. Ready to see what's unfolding? Let's dive in. Hey there, Capricorn. This is your general love intuitive reading for the next 4 weeks. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, all right? And trust that spirit is always going to highlight the messages that are the most important for you. So we always find a way to know that. I've already asked for blessings for your reading. So let's dive in, shall we? All right, Capricorn. If you can see these cards here. All right. Let's get into it. Some interesting energy here for sure. All right, Capricorn. You start in your current general energies with the round and round oracle card. It's clarified by the 10 of Wands and the Justice card. Now, some of you may be feeling stuck, and you could be stuck in some kind of emotional cycle. Round and round and over and the same thing and over and over again. Now, this can apply to you if you are single, but it could also apply to you if you're in a relationship. Any way you look at it, you're feeling stuck. You're feeling like you're just like a hamster on the hamster wheel, right? Round and round and round and round and round. And you're carrying sort of some heavy responsibility here, or you're carrying some heavy load here as it relates to love. So either you are putting pressure upon yourself, or somebody is putting pressure upon you, or this feeling of round and round and round and it not being fresh or you being stuck feels weighty, right? 10 of Wands is a card of exhaustion. It's definitely a card of not being able to see where you're going, but carrying something quite heavy and just kind of pushing through and persevering through it, knowing that you're almost there, but you're just not quite there yet. And you're feeling like you just gotta push a little bit more, but you are exhausted, right? So, for some of you, you may be wondering, how did I get here, right? Or for some of you, you might be saying, how did I get here again? Okay. For some of you, you might be saying, why is this never ending? For some of you, you might be saying, why do I never meet anybody? Okay. So the round and round card usually comes up when there is a mix of what is good for us, but also what is challenging for us, right? And like I said, it's round and round. It's a wheel, right? Like a hamster wheel. Now, The other thing that's also a wheel, by the way, is the Wheel of Fortune, which means that sometimes we're up and sometimes we're down. This is what round and round is also saying, is that sometimes things are good and sometimes things are challenging, right? So, but at least I believe you're starting to have an awareness of this feeling of the round and round. And when we start to recognize that we're in this round and round energy, it allows us to start asking new questions or different questions, which is like, how do I act going forward from here? What can I do to change something? All right. Justice asks us to look at something from a fairness perspective, to look at something from an accountability perspective, to look at something from a more balanced perspective. Perhaps you are looking for something more balanced. Perhaps for some of you, there is, justice does have to do with legal. So for some of you, it could be about separation or divorce and considering that because you're going through something. It could be that you're already in, filed for these kind of legal separations, etc., and you're just waiting for it to be done. That could be your situation as well. Everybody's situation's different. Take it how it resonates. All right. So there's definitely something here of feeling the same old energy, which doesn't feel great. It feels weighty, and there's not fairness here. Okay. Or you're looking for something more fair. So it's great that you are recognizing the patterns here in these current general energies, especially if you are in a situation where you've taken on more than your share. Okay. You have decided whether the dynamic that you have, if you are in a relationship, is a truly just and fair one. Okay. Now, if you are single, you are sitting there saying to yourself, or recognizing the pattern of, my old pattern of where I go to find people, or why I'm stuck because maybe I'm just not putting myself out there. And that is a different pattern from what you've been doing. Okay. Or perhaps you're, constantly portraying or have patterns of emotions and actions and feelings that just always result in the same type of relationships. So really, being stuck is the opportunity to look about how we can change something. Now you have in the resistance position the building blocks clarified by the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. So the challenge here is really about starting again. Building blocks is building from the bottom up, right? It's kind of like the tower in a way, right? Saying that, you building a solid foundation, is what's important. Having a solid foundation is very important in order to build a very tall building upon it, right? But this time, you're looking for that right foundation. So the challenge is start again on the right foundation, and the building blocks asks you not just for being able to start again and build brighter, stronger, better, what have you, but it may require teamwork effort. Okay. So if you are in a relationship, it's not all one sided building the solid right foundation. All right. Um, Now, this also is, if you are single, building blocks is about a willingness to invest time into finding that right person for yourself and building that solid foundation. Okay. In either case, the willingness to invest time and effort, and to invest it slowly, because, this is like something is on the horizon here. And, if something is a possibility, because you have the Ace of Pentacles here of a possible new beginning, and it's best to be able to build it based on honesty. Capricorn, love is about consistency. It's not about control, right? And it's about, or a solid love foundation anyway, is about consistency and not control. And this is about allowing something new to grow, right? Through collaboration, through working together, through give and take, through negotiation, not obligation, not one-sidedness. All right? Now, your outcome is beautiful. You have this loyal heart. You have the Seven of Pentacles clarifying it and the King of Cups clarifying it. So, outcome of a beautiful emotional maturity. The loyal heart is a card of patience and emotional depth, and a card of steady commitment. So you are definitely continuing to build. You've gotten the lessons of the building blocks, and now you can commit to something. If you are single, committing to a new path, to a new version of yourself, to a new version of what love is, and new way of being. For somebody who's in a relationship, you could be committing better, more to the person that you are with. All right. So because you have done a little bit of negotiation here. Okay. Now, if your case is that you are in a legal separation or a divorce, I feel like there's hope and work to build again. That love does come again as a result of being able to get through to the other side of this legal situation, if that is your case. Okay. Now, this this outcome kind of shows us that all relationships, doesn't matter what type of relationship you have right now, regardless of what type they are, they all have common elements, right? All relationships need to be based on honesty. All relationships need to be based on devotion and faithfulness. Seven of Pentacles speaks to a long-term investment. And it speaks to understanding that we put in hard work. And sometimes we need to step back and reflect on that. Sometimes we get to appreciate what the hard work that we've put in there, and we need to appreciate the hard work that we've put in there, but then we go back to tending that garden and working on it, right? So a relationship does require work, right? And finding the right relationship for yourself also requires work for the singles out there, right? It doesn't come because you sit on your couch and you watch Netflix and you eat ice cream, right? You do have to put yourself out there. Okay. So, yeah, King of Cups says there's emotional balance, there's understanding. Okay. And what's really nice is I feel like the outcome really, leads to love being not rushed, but definitely earned, because you've put in the effort and the time and invested it in those building blocks, and that Seven of Pentacles, and looking at that new beginning, whether in a current relationship or a new one, right? That it's about the sharing, the sharing of values, the sharing of, working as a team toward a common goal. All right. And it's very deeply fulfilling here. All right, Capricorn, that's where I'm going to leave it. I don't know what will resonate for who out there. Take it how it resonates, and I'll see you again very soon. Until then, I am, as always, wishing you divine light and love.